What's good, YouTube? In this video, we're going to be talking about how to play Mad Maggie on ranked arenas for Apex Legends. Mad Maggie is an underrated legend, especially when it comes to arenas. First off, when we're talking about all three of her abilities, or we could probably say four of her abilities, she does have two different passives. So four of her abilities, they can be all used together in so many different ways. You use each ability in different ways. All of her abilities are useful, so that's a plus when it comes to arenas, because when it comes to arenas, some legends, their abilities aren't useful. So it's a plus that she does have all of her abilities as useful. That's something we're going to be talking about in the video. Also in this video, we're going to be talking about the best maps for Maggie, the best teammates for Maggie, and also which are the best guns for her. Now, I've been using Maggie for the past 2 weeks, and I want to say that she is a really good legend, especially if you're gonna solo queue. So pay attention to this guide and all the tips and tricks that I have to say, and also watch the gameplay in the background to see examples of what I'm saying. So let's start off with her passive ability. Her passive ability is called Warlords IRE, and this is an ability where it highlights the enemies you hurt, and her second one is where you move faster when using a shotgun. Now, what makes Maggie a person that's good for arenas specifically is because of the fact of the Mozambique. The Mozambique, if you guys don't know, is a top tier gun in the game. It was a top tier gun before the hammer points, and now that you have hammer points on it, it makes the gun even better. And the reason why it complements Maggie so much is because, like I said, with her passive, you move faster with the shotgun. So if you can hit your shots with that Mozambique, you're going to be hard to be hit, and you're going to be deleting people in the game because of the Mozam, and especially when it comes to hammer points. I mean, there's so many instances where I'm running the Mozam the whole game. So I'm talking from rounds 1 all the way to sudden death. The Mozambique is helpful, is good, especially when you pair it up with Maggie. It goes hand in hand with each other. Not only the Mozambique is good, but I mean, I've seen other Maggies, they use the massive peacekeepers. I haven't seen much Eva 8s, but all these shotguns complement Maggie, right? You move faster, you're harder to hit, and shotguns do a lot of damage when they connect. But at the end of the day, I want to say that the Mozam with Maggie, top tier. Now, the other passive that she has is where she highlights her enemies when you hurt them, and this is underrated. I thought at first this was, useless. It wasn't really nothing, but in some of the clips that you're going to see in the background, Maggie's passive helps you track your enemies a lot. Like, I didn't notice until I started playing Maggie, but when I'm using an R301 and I'm tracking my enemies from, medium to long range, it helps, like, with that passive. Not only that, when you have like a Bangalore, whether it's on your team or the enemy's team, her passive helps you out a lot with tracking the enemies and just being able to see them, and being able to see them without a ditch. Her passive is actually useful. Now let's talk about Maggie's tactical ability. That's called Riot Drill, and Riot Drill is a fire drill that attaches to an obstacle and burns the enemies on the other side. Now, this is a very unique ability. You can use it in so many different ways, and this is a ability that makes Maggie a good legend. Now, the first way that we're going to be talking about using this ability is making the enemies move, right? Just knowing that you don't want the enemies to be at a certain spot, which is places like where people head glitch, they're using cover and stuff like that. The two best ways that I want to say when it comes to examples of this is the bridge on Phase Runner, that box where the stairs are. That's one of the best ways that Maggie can get people off that place. Another place where people go to that's very popular, that's a good place for Maggie to use her tactical ability, is on Drop Off. Now on Drop Off, you guys know that side where people are using that head glitch. It's where the supply bin is in that room. On that side, use your ability there to get people off that. Those are the two biggest ways. Another place too, I don't think I have an example of it on this video, but if you throw your drill at the supply bin on overflow where Pathfinders like to head glitch, if you guys know what I'm talking about, then you know, but that will get them off the head glitch. So basically it just gets people off, wherever you don't want them to be. Now, another reason why you want to use her tactical ability is because after you hurt them, right, after you damage them, the thing that like 99% that they're gonna do is they're gonna get behind cover and they're gonna start healing up. This ability is similar to Sears, to where instead of canceling their ability, let's say if they're one shot or very low, all you gotta do is just throw your ability, your riot drill at that cover, and one, it's gonna force them to move, and if they don't, they're gonna probably get knocked. So this is good in that sense. This is one of the reasons why it's scary to go against a Maggie. That's probably one of the best ways when it comes to using Maggie's riot drill. You definitely want to hurt the enemies, wait until they're gonna, you know, pop a heal or something, or if you think they're gonna heal behind cover, then you use it when they're low. Unless if you want to like push up, then throw your riot drill at a certain spot, then you can push up so that enemies aren't in cover. So you can use it in different ways. And also a third way how you can use this riot drill is a underrated way, but it's a way to where when you throw Maggie's riot drill, if the enemies are not getting hit by it but they're close to it, the enemies probably won't hear you guys sneaking up on them, because the riot drill is actually a very loud ability, right? So if you're using it and if they're in the vicinity and they're not getting hit by it but they can still hear it, you can sneak up on the enemies, because like I said, the riot drill is loud and they probably won't expect you sneaking up because they won't hear your footsteps. So that's also a unique way and a third way that I want to throw out there. But let's talk about Maggie's ultimate, which is her wrecking ball. Her wrecking ball is probably the funnest thing to use when it comes to playing as Maggie. It was the reason why I started to main Maggie in arenas, and the biggest reason also what went hand with that was the fact that the new map Drop Off came out. Now Drop Off, I did not know that you could throw this thing through the door and it breaks the doors. So when I found that out, I knew that Maggie is going to be pretty good on this map. It started to be where I was just playing Maggie on Drop Off, and then it started to be where I just started playing Maggie just in general. First off, let's talk about the description of Wrecking Ball. It's you throw a ball that gives a speed boost and detonates near enemies, and that's the reason why, like I said, there's two ways that people like to use this Wrecking Ball, and that's either at the beginning of the round where they want to get a speed boost, or later in the rounds when they want to throw it at an enemy, because when you hit an enemy with the Wrecking Ball, it's going to stun them for a while, and you know it's kind of like a Bangalore ult, to where they get stunned, they get slowed down, you know, stuff like that. So you can use that to make them move, get out the way. So, or like I said, you could just use it as a speed boost. But the biggest reason why a lot of people would use it is on the map Drop Off. This is the best way. Drop Off, you can throw it at the doors. Like I said, you're gonna see it in the examples in the background, but you throw it at the doors and it'll break the door. You could rush the enemies off it, because if they get hit by it, they get stunned, and it's going to hurt them a lot. It's going to hurt them as in they're stunned, slowed down, so it's going to be hard to fight for them. And when you're using it for the speed boost, think of it like, you know, you're getting like an octane stim for like a short, you know, distance, as long as you're following the speed boost pads. And you pair that up with using Maggie's shotgun, I mean, you're a pretty fast legend when you combine these abilities together. And like I said in the beginning of this video, when it comes to Maggie, all of her abilities, they combine with each other, right? And that's just the best thing about Maggie, is that all of her abilities are useful when it comes to arenas. And also, if you guys didn't know, her Wrecking Ball, actually I should have said this earlier, but her Wrecking Ball, you can get every round. You can get it every round, and it only costs 200 materials. I mean, think about that. An Octane jump pad costs, well, I think like 300 materials, if I'm not mistaken, and you can get it every other round. So you can get it rounds 2, 4, 6. Compared to Maggie, you could get it every round, and it only costs 200 material. Her tactical ability is good and is useful, and that thing only costs an extra 100 materials if you want to get an extra one. Her abilities are cheap. You can use all of her abilities. Maggie's underrated. She's a good legend. She's helped me out a lot these past 2 weeks, win a lot of games. I kind of wish that I played her a lot more, because I only started playing her these past 2 weeks. I did not play her when she came out in the beginning of this season. I was playing a lot of Crypto, which I do think Crypto is still good, but man, I do wish I played Maggie when Mozambique hammer points was before it got nerfed, because man, Mozam, Maggie, good combo. Now let's talk about the best maps when it comes to playing as Maggie. I'm pretty sure you've seen in the background, majority of the gameplay are on Drop Off or they are on Phase Runner. I do think these are the two best arena maps when it comes to Maggie. As of right now, recording this video with the rotations, I just think that, you know, she has those places where it's her spot, right? On Phase Runner, it's that bridge, and Drop Off, the biggest reason, either side of the room. In the room where you're going through the doors, in the middle, you can just throw your wrecking ball, it'll break your door, it'll break their door. The enemies will probably go through it and get stunned by it. That's a reason. And also on the other side where the supply bin is, where people head glitch off, you can throw your riot drill and get them off that area. That's the reason why I have Drop Off and Phase Runner as the best maps. Now her best teammates, I do think that are best teammates with Maggie, and that's either Gibby, Bloodhound, or Bangalore. Bangalore, like I said earlier, her smokes with Maggie's passive, how you can when you highlight your enemies when you hurt them, it helps Maggie. It's kind of like a low-key Bloodhound, so that helps with Maggie. Also, Bloodhound's good because Maggie fits that aggressive playstyle, and I feel like Bloodhound's the best aggressive support legend to have on the team. So, and also if you're playing on the map Drop Off, it's good to know where the enemies are gonna go. So if your Bloodhound pops the scan, you throw your wrecking ball, you guys all ape together as a team. And Gibby, because you can use Maggie's tactical in that bubble to get the enemies that are outside the bubble. You're damaging them and they're forced to go inside the bubble and fight you, so that's a good pair as well. So any of those three legends I do think work good with Maggie. And the best guns that I want to say when it comes to Maggie is using, of course, the Mozambique. I think when it comes to arenas, you know, you have Mozambique hammer points and like the second round going on, and you move faster, you're harder to hit. The Mozam hits hard. I definitely want to say, if you haven't used the Mozam, definitely try it out, practice it in the firing range. It's going to help you a lot with playing a legend like Maggie. But of course any of the shotguns, but I'm going to say the Mozam. But the Mozam and the R301, you see a lot of clips of the R301 in the background. The R301, like I said, when you're using Maggie, she helps you with your tracking because of her passive. I just think you pair the R301 with her passive with the tracking, and then you pair that up again with her tactical when they're hiding behind cover after you hurt them with so much damage, you could get a knock off that. So Maggie with the Mozambique or Maggie with the R301, her two best guns. But this was the video, you guys. I do think that Maggie is a very good legend for soloing as well as 3-stacking. Let me know what you guys think of this video. And also, is there another legend that you guys would like me to do a legend guide on? I haven't done a legend guide in quite a while, so this video did take some time because I had to get a lot of clips for it. But hey, I'm a fan of Maggie. I do think she's a good legend and an underrated legend. Let me know what you guys think of this video. If you guys like the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.